Now we start with the new topic, that is the sexual reproduction in flowering plants. In previous video lecture we have discussed about the features and the features or characteristics of sexual mode of reproduction and why do the need of sexual mode of reproduction. So in this video lecture we discuss first of all about the sexual reproduction in plants, and this involve first in this video lecture involve the types and structure of flower, that is the reproductive organ in the flowering plants. So our main topic is sexual reproduction in flowering plant. So the process of sexual reproduction takes place with the help of reproductive organ, that is male reproductive organ and female reproductive organ. So the reproductive organ in the case of plants, it is the flower. Flower is the reproductive organ. So first we study about the types of flower, then we study the structure of flower. Now our first topic is the types of flower. So on the basis of the presence or absence of reproductive organ or reproductive structure in individual, it is of two types. First is unisexual flower, and then we study about the bisexual flower. Types of flower, that is unisexual flower and bisexual flower. Now we define this type of flower, that is unisexual as well as bisexual flower, on the basis of the presence or absence of the essential reproductive organ, that is male and female. So in the case of unisexual flower, they contain either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ. Means types of flower in which there is only one reproductive organ is present, so it is called the unisexual flower. It means they have either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ, and this kind of flower is also known as, also called incomplete flower. But the unisexual flower may also called incomplete flower due to the absence of one of the reproductive organ. There are four valve in a complete flower. So if there is any one absent in a flower, that flower is called incomplete flower. And we give the example of unisexual flower as papaya, maize, cucumber, pineapple, etc. These are the unisexual flower. These are the plants carrying unisexual flower. It means their flower consists of either male reproductive organ or female reproductive organ, along with the two accessory part, that is sepals and petals. We will discuss later in the structure of flower. Now the bisexual flower. So in the case of bisexual flower, we will define it. It can contain the flower that contain both male as well as female reproductive organ. On same flower. Means if same flower or single flower contain both reproductive organ, that is male as well as female reproductive organ, so that kind of flower is called bisexual flower, or it can be called as also called complete flower. It's called complete flower. So these are the types, and the example of bisexual flower is hibiscus, mustard, rose, etc. These are the bisexual flower in which both male as well as female reproductive organ present on the same flower. Now it is the topic, that is types of flower. Now we will discuss about the structure of flower. Now the structure of flower. The structure of flower. So the structure of flower consists of two components. The first is the floral axis, at which the different floral part arranged, and there are four whorls of flower arranged on the stalk of flower, and the stalk of flower consists of two parts. Stalk of flower, which is known as pedicel, and pedicel becomes swollen to form a swollen structure, and that swollen structure is called pedicel becomes swelled, and the swollen structure is known as receptacle, or it is also known as thalamus. And over the thalamus or receptacle, the presence of four whorls are four different kinds of whorls of the flower. So we start with the innermost whorl of the flower. So at the innermost side, or the innermost whorl of the flower consists of a swollen portion at the base, which is known as ovary, and then this swollen part becomes elongate from the terminal end, and this elongated tubular structure is called style, and style terminate in disc-like structure, disc-like sticky structure, and this disc-like flat structure is known as stigma. So stigma, style and ovary together make the female reproductive organ, and the female reproductive organ is known as carpel or pistil. It is known as carpel or pistil. In other words, we can also say or the group of female reproductive organ, that is carpel and pistil, it is known as gynoecium. Now, after this, the from the receptacle or thalamus, there is some filamentous structure appear, and this filamentous structure consists of filament or star. It is known as filament, and at terminal end of filament there is a swollen structure present, and this swollen structure is known as anther. So the filament and the anther, and these together form the male reproductive organ, that is stamen. So stamen is the male reproductive organ, while carpel or pistil is the female reproductive organ. So these are the essential carpel or pistil along with the stamen. These are known as essential reproductive organ or essential part of flower. So they are called essential one. The first is pistil or carpel, and second is stamen. So pistil or carpel and the second, that is stamen, together make the essential part of the flower. Now we move to the towards the next part, and this part consists of the colorful structure or colorful leaf-like structure, and this colorful leaf-like structure is known as petals, and the petals is the third wall of the flower, third or second outermost wall of the flower, and petals, all the petals together make the corolla. It means the petals are collectively known as corolla, and it is responsible for, there are two main functions of corolla. The first function is to protect flower in bud condition. When the flower found in bud condition, it is remain protected inside the petals. While the second function is the pollination. It means most of the pollination, cross pollination take place with the help of insect, and that insect remain attracted by the flower using their petals. So petals attract the insect for the process of pollination. So these are the two main functions of the petals or corolla, we can say. Now the next, the outermost wall, which is green in color, and this green colored structure is known as sepals, and since all the sepals together make the calyx, together known as calyx. And the function of sepals involve, the first is the same as petals, to protect flower in bud condition. While the second function is photosynthesis. So sepals generally are green in color, and green color is due to the presence of chlorophyll pigment or green pigment inside the chloroplast, and this indicate to perform the process of photosynthesis to produce food materials for the flower. So petals and sepals together make the non-essential part of flower. Non-essential part of flower. So these are called non-essential part of flower because the main function of flower is the process of reproduction or sexual reproduction. But during the process of sexual reproduction, there is no role of petals and sepals, or they perform very less function in the process of reproduction, or directly we can say that directly there is no role of sepals and petals in the process of reproduction, because the male gamete and female gamete produced inside the stamen and pistil, and they also perform the process of transferring of male and female gamete. It means no role. Also petals and sepals no perform any role to transport or to facilitate any kind of activity for the process of reproduction. So these are called non-essential work of the flower. So these are the four work of a complete flower. Now one important thing we also discuss here about another structure in some kind of plant. We see, for example, in lily plant or the plant of Liliaceae family, we have seen, or we can see easily, that sepals and petals, there is no differentiation between sepals and petals. They together make another structure which is known as tepals, or they together make a common structure. It means there is no differentiation between differentiation of these tepals in the form of sepals as well as petals. So these are called tepals, and tepals form the perianth. Like petals form the corolla, sepals form the calyx. In such a way, tepals, which is a common structure of sepals and petals. So these tepals together make the perianth of the flower. They also perform the process to protect the flower in bud condition and to attract the insect for pollination. Now this is all about the structure of flower, and we have also discussed that the types of flower. So in the next video lecture we will discuss the physiology of flower, that is, before physiology of flower we discussed detail about the pistil or carpel and stamen related to their structure.